First you get a 1x3, approximately 5 feet long, and you drill a hole in the end. And you stick a sharpened pencil into it. Have the pencil stick out about that much. Then you put a screwdriver or your T-square into the ground and the other drilled hole at the other end of the 1x3. And then once you pull it down, it'll make a perfectly lined up circle. Get this end, you hold it still, and you come down it. Once you go all the way down the end of it, like this, you can do the same thing using a string. Right now I'm building a 2.5 foot high quarter pipe. You can build whatever size you want. For a 2.5 foot high, you put your measure tape at the bottom of the piece of wood, and you measure up 2.5 feet. Put a little dot where you want it at. Then you go to the other end, and using your chalk line, bring it on the other end. Pull it tight, match it up with the line, and then snap it. Then you cut it with a circular saw. And you put it in line up in the corner, get your clamp, you make sure that it's smooth on all the angles. Then you get your pencil, and then you trace the line. You get your jigsaw and start to cut the second transition. You get your electric sander, hold both ends. Watch this, and proceed to salt and sand. You get a 2x4, and you mark it at 46 inches and 14/16 of an inch. Get your pencil and mark it with T-square. Get a pencil and copy the line. You should have about 7 2x4s. If you need more, you can make some more later on. Start by putting one 2x4 in the background. If the ramp is going to be outdoors, you might want to use some glue. Make sure the glue is weatherproof so that it lasts outside without breaking down. Put a little bit on the end of the 2x4. Make sure you use size 2.5 inch screws. Then, take a sharpened pencil and a measuring tape. Measure down from where the coping will be, exactly 8 inches, and make a line. And from that line, measure down exactly 9 inches, and make a line. And measure down from that line another 9 inches. And you just keep doing this until you get to the end. And you do the same thing on this side. Starting from the coping going down, at the first one right here, you should mark the X below the line. But for the rest of them, you go above the line. For that one, once again apply a little bit of glue. Also make sure it's straight on the flat side. And now you do the same steps for the rest of these. But don't do the last one yet. Wait to do that. And you already screwed it in. You flipped it over so that now the part that's not screwed in is up here. So you can work with it by drilling down into here. It'll make it a lot easier if you're working by yourself. Since we didn't finish this bottom piece yet, you get a 2x3. This side of the 2x3 is the side you're going by. Make sure that that side is even with this piece of plywood or the transition. You do the same thing you did here on the other end. I'm using this black pipe. It's very heavy, but it works very well. The only thing is that it's not weatherproof, so it can rust after a while. You can buy galvanized pipes which won't rust, but if you have the ones that will, what you need to get is a can of cold galvanizing compound by Rust-Oleum. You spray it lightly over the pipes so they turn this grayish color. And they should last longer and not rust on you. Since the pipe is 4 feet long, it goes to the edges of each end. And you can't fit it on it, so what you have to do is you have to cut right here with a jigsaw. Cut about 1/2 inch down from the top and about an inch or two back. It would fit in like that, and it'd be a lot easier. It'd be like a little bit easier to do, but it won't look as nice. I like doing it like this because it looks better when it's done. So, and you're ready to cut. Now that you have it sitting nice and evenly, you can get either the piece of decking wood that you're going to be using, or just a sample of it, so that you can see how high the curving is above the wood. It shouldn't be too high, because it's too high when the skateboard wheels come up, or it's stuck here. Then you can get your 2x4 and you can put it under here. Once you got your 2x4 in, so that when you put your plywood up, the plywood comes out like this. And it'll be perfectly smooth. But don't drill us in yet, just wait until we get the plywood on. Go through both sides of the top, the bottom. When peel, just let it go. Don't drill it again. Leave it that same size. But the whole top, you're going to use the biggest, not the biggest, but a pretty thick drill bit. I say about 3/8. And then you drill it through just the top part. So that way, when you put it like this, and your drill bit, and then the screw on this end, into the wood. Now, get a piece of 3/8 plywood and cut it to be 53 inches long. You snap a chalk line across you a perfectly even line. And then you screw it in from top to bottom. Starting at the top, you go across and measure to be every one 6 inches apart. To make it easier, you might want to snap a chalk line from this end to that line so you have an even line. You measure the chalk line with the screws that are on the side for the 2x4s. Make sure you cut right where the 2x4 ends at, right here on both sides with the jigsaw. So that way the board dives into the ground. But still, you're going to have to cut it, the plywood, about 4 inches. Put 2 screws in up in the corner. One in this corner and one in that corner. Just so that you make sure it's all even and it stays even with the sides of the quarter pipe. Then you want to apply pressure. See where the 2x4 is, but the screws on the side. Put the screw in about 1 inch from the edge. In order to get a straight line across the quarter pipe with your screws, you want to line the chalk line with the screws, and you put on the end, and go all across the other side. Make sure, if you're using polyboard, you have to put them 6 inches apart, otherwise they'll bubble up in the summertime due to the heat. Now what you have to do is measure it to be 22.5 inches from this end to here, and you snap a chalk line for the deck. Okay, what you do is angle up the hole in it. You're on an angle towards this way. Because if the hole's on the top, your truck's gonna get stuck in it. So you don't want to be on the top. You're gonna leave it down to the side. Put your screw into it. Line it up with the other hole, maybe on the other side, and then you start to drill in. Drill it in all the way. For this, you might need a long drill bit, about 2 inches long, 1.5 probably, so you can get all the way through the pipe and the other side. And the curving should be nice and tight.